Hey guys, how you doing? This is Mark with Behind Closed Doors. Everybody can get it. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? This is a platform that I built for my caregivers of the world, right? You know, folks who take care of people that can't take care of themselves. That can mean any situation, right? If you're taking care of somebody that cannot take care of themselves, you are a caregiver, right? Whether you believe it, whether you want to accept it or not, you are fit into the caregiving role. Hey guys, man, it's just a pleasure tapping in. Wow, man, just been a man as early as it just like the week always be like Tuesday, Wednesday early, and it just seems like it's Friday all the time. I don't know why. It ain't a thing with Friday, trust me. It really ain't, but it just seems like the week just goes so fast sometimes. But yeah, guys, man, yeah, I'm just tapping in with you today. We're going to have this podcast series today. Man, it's going to be a joyful one. It's going to be a happy one, right? And all the notes will be below, right? Will be right in the description if you choose to get a little more in depth, because my notes, I kind of, run things kind of my way, right? I put my little spin on it a little bit, so I may subtract or add, along the way. So nevertheless, guys, you will have the notes. And I did mention that, hey, this is a caregivers platform, adult platform, right? We're gonna talk some good shit, right? We're gonna talk some great shit, right? That's what we're gonna do, right? I put a lot on my content in terms of just being real, being practical, as you see, right? Nothing fancy here. You just got this dude just talking to you guys. My caregiving background stems from all the way back when I was a kid, right? All the way up to now, I'm an adult. At one point, I was caring for 3 loved ones at one time. I'm down to 2. Unfortunately, my mom passed away last year. She had Down syndrome, she had dementia, Alzheimer's, that kind of stuff, underlying conditions such as high blood pressure, diabetes, UTI issues. I mean, just had a slew of problems with her body all the way around. But nevertheless, she's in a great place now. She's in heaven. I really do believe so. Such a great woman that actually gave, 25, 30 years of her life to caregiving for other people, right? Double shifts, triple shifts, right? She did it, right? But nevertheless, guys, I'm just tapping in. Oh, speaking of tapping in, before I get started with my content, man, I want to know where you guys are at, right? What city, what state, what country, what planet? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Right? So before we dive into that, man, I just want you guys to tap in. That's what I want you to do, man, if you can, right? Right? I know I'm dealing with a fickle market. I know everybody don't really communicate like that, but that's why I always say, fist bumps, thumbs up, hey, you're cool, whatever little emoji or anything. Just let me know you're breathing. Right, I got some live people actually connecting with me, watching me. I know you're there, right? Because I get a boatload of likes, and I get all they join the pack, but they're just not quite there yet, man. Sometimes I feel it's my job to give you a reason to want to open up and want to communicate, and that's why I continue to be me, right? In all due respect, if this ain't what you like, you can turn the channel. That's my mantra, right? I mean, I want people that want to be here. I don't want to force you to be here or anything like that. You know what I mean? But yes, thank you for chiming in, guys. Thank you for making Caregiver Chronicle Behind Closed Doors podcast, Behind Closed Doors, group, and just, tons of other stuff that we got going on with behind closed doors. But yeah, with all that stuff, guys, I'm finna dive right into today's content, man. And like I said before, this is more of a positive ring to me, right? When people talk about caregiving, they usually lead with burnout, sacrifice, exhaustion, right? All those things that, the kind of the bad stuff, the down, the dementia, the sundowns, the running, all the stuff that come with caregiving and things like that, man. They all, generally most of the content that I see on the platforms and stuff, it is bad related, right? I'm not, knocking nobody, because we have to show you that dimension of it. But for those folks in the world that do want to right? I mean, I don't want to say so much bad stuff that it make people not want to do it at all. I want to give you some joy. So I'm going to give you 10 joys of being a caregiver, right? 10 joys. So as I was reading, but today I want to talk about something we don't do enough of in this space, right? The joy, that exists behind closed doors, right? I mean, just like there's some crazy stuff behind closed doors, man, there's some great moments. It is some great moments. It was hell last year with my mama when she transitioned, her last year of her life, and I was her caregiver. Oh, it was some hell, but it was some great moments, right? I could think about one great moment right now. One great moment right now that with my mom was, man, when I took my mom to get her nails done, right? I took my mom to get her nails done for the first time. Like she haven't, as far as I've been living, I never seen or witnessed my mom ever get her nails done. She always did them herself or whatever, right? She just, put the focus, a little bit of change or whatever she had going on, she put it into the house. She wasn't one of them type of women. She'd just do it herself. And I thought, man, before you ride, that's what we gonna do. So we did that. We went to the casino. We went out to eat. We went a lot of different places. And like I said, that last year of her life, it was a crazy one. But man, it was some great stuff as well. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna share a lot of that stuff right now. Joy number one, right? Being trusted with someone's vulnerability, right? I mean, that's a joy. That's a joy. Somebody, you trusted me, right? I mean, in some cases you ain't got no choice but to, right? Because you're so far off that you have no choice but to trust me. But I'm gonna leave that to God, right? Too, you know what I mean? To put me in that sort of position to be able to do that as well. You know what I mean? So when I think about, now there's notes under there, and I'm gonna give you guys the opportunity to kind of decipher your notes. You can read them off, do what you want to do. But for the context of time, I try to keep this in a certain time frame. So yes. Number one, joy is being trusted with someone's vulnerability. That's a statement. That's a statement piece to be able to be in that sort of position, to be able to take care of somebody. That's a very deep responsibility. Joy number two, right? We're talking about the progress that the world would miss. Well, let me tap into that a little bit so everybody will kind of see where I'm going with that one, right? Caregivers learn to celebrate what the world overlooks, right? The new word, right? A calmer transition, one less meltdown, one more step forward. So, for my take on it, when they say progress, progress that the world would miss, man, it's just like I said before, there's so much negative stuff sometimes that come out of caregiving. Man, the world don't even get a chance to see, but they don't get a chance to see none of it, right? And that's why I'm here, to bring that to the table, to say, hey, look, this exists. This world exists. People go through stuff, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But just the world is just missing out on it, just period. Whether it's good or bad, you know what I mean? And it's up to them to kind of step up to the plate and kind of peek around the corner, go check on your people, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And really, really, really look out for the people in your family that look out for everybody else in the family. Now, that doesn't mean that it's all right for one person to be doing everything, right? This stuff needs to be done by committee. And if you want to learn, yeah. You can learn more by looking at some of my other podcasts, right? I got some podcasts out there talking about caregiving and how that stuff's supposed to go, right? Not a one person party. Joy number three, learning a new language of love. Oh, yeah, you're going to be challenged. Let me read this. Caregiving forces you to love beyond words, right? And once again, not only do I care for, my mom, I care for my brother, I care for my son, Mark Jr., right behind me on that book, Behind Closed Doors, by the way. That's where everything all started. With that book, you can get a copy of that book. All you got to do is just tap in, DM me directly. I'll get that book to you. But yes, learning new language, right? Through behavior, through repetition, through patience, through presence, right? I mean, I've learned a whole different way of loving, you know what I mean? Because, man, Down, I was gonna say Down syndrome at this time. It ain't Down syndrome, but at this time, I mean, I'm thinking about dementia. I'm thinking about all the challenges and everything that was in front of us, that challenged us. You know what I mean? You still have to love them through that, right? They cuss you out, they do all kinds of stuff, and you still, come over here and wipe my ass, I mean, I'm
You
just
ain't gotta
saying.
say that, baby.
Hey, I'm just saying. I got the queen in the house. I got the queen in the house. But yeah, we talking about the joys, baby. I'm just tapping in the joys. We get so much, we talk about some of the bad stuff and the negative stuff. I said, man, it's let's talk about some of the good stuff, right? But yes.
It's a lot of good.
It is. It's a lot of good. And it's a lot you learn. Like I learned, dealing with my mom with the dementia piece. It's a lot that came out, but I didn't even know. Right? I'm just saying, like, the good and the bad. Right? We had a, pretty great relationship. So once again, number 3, learning a new language of love. Love is patient. Love is patience, presence. Learning through different behaviors and all that stuff and above. Number four, for my folks that's chiming in, we're talking about some of the joys of being a caregiver, right? Number 4, the perspective that money can't buy. Perspective that money can't buy. Let me tap into that. I know you probably already own it, but caregiving rearranges your priorities fast. What matters gets clear. What doesn't falls away. Behind closed doors, you realize peace, appearances, connections, comparison, presence, and productivity, right? That's clarity is a gift. Man, it is. It's priceless. It's priceless looking after somebody. It's priceless, right? It don't seem like it. Oh my God, it don't seem. And I'm trying to keep just to be a nice, positive, you know what I mean, moment right now in this video. But man, it's a lot of stuff that really challenges your perspective, right? And here they say in perspective that money can't buy, right? You know what I mean? There was a bond that happened, right? I left home as a kid, right? So I knew my mama, right? I left my mama, right? But for last year, and I took care of her for a year and a half, I took care of Virginia. That wasn't my mama no more. I mean, that was my mama, but I'm just saying, she's a grown woman. I'm a grown man, right? I never had built that relationship as an adult, right? With my mom, right? And a lot of it come with life. It ain't like, something personal or something like that. It's just life, right? Man, I moved on, boom, get married, had kids, boom. Not only that, I moved out of state, right? So guys, yes. There's a lot of stuff, man, that along the way that I just, that's just priceless, man. Just that look on her face when I got her nails done, I'm just thinking of some moments, her birthdays and stuff. She never really put emphasis on her birthdays. Man, if any of my family watching this, y'all know, if maybe right? Some of the older ones, some of the younger ones they didn't know my mama when she was young like that. But, for the record, she didn't put a lot of stock into that. And if she did, it was her birthday, it was all about cooking at the house, or it was going to see Luther Vandross or Freddie Jackson. I'm just being that was her main thing. And playing cards, by the way. They played cards. Her, my late great aunt Joyce, same thing as well, man. They was just card queens, man. That's what made their time go by, just to get over there, to hang out, to have some music going, and just, man, that's all the joys. You know what I mean? Those are some of the joys, man. And you seen the deterioration. I seen the deterioration in my aunt, man, when she came down here to visit. She came down, and where was we at, man? And she came to visit, and she was an impeccable card player, man. I couldn't do nothing with my auntie Joyce. She was cold with them damn cards, but the last time I played cards with her, yeah, man, she was. I feel bad, playing cards with my auntie, because I know she was colder than that. But anyways, guys, yeah, just make you reflect on some of that stuff, man. Some of the good stuff, man. And I got a handful of aunts that passed away that I got a lot of great stories about. But yes, number five, becoming someone you didn't know you could be. Oh, hell yeah. let me tap in. Let me tap in on this one. Caregiving stretches you. It humbles you. It humbles you. If it ain't humbling you, you ain't doing something right. You ain't in it all the way. It hardens you and it softens you. Right? It's gonna make if you're a punk, it's gonna toughen you up. If you're too tough, it's gonna soften you up. Right? Behind closed doors, you meet a version of yourself that shows up when you're tired, figuring it out on the way, keeps going without applause. Man, I mean, and people did, you know. I mean, I had plenty of family, and man, I love you guys, man. You know what I'm saying? That reached out and said, "Hey, Mark, man, you're doing a good job." And you know, it was just something that was just out without saying with me. You know what I mean? It was gonna happen. You know, my mom go down and she in a position like that, man. I have no choice, right? You know what I mean? And I wasn't looking for no applause, pat on the back. You know, you're doing a good job, Mark. And no, I didn't need none of that. You know, I just gave her what she gave me, the little bit that she gave me. Right? You know, she gave me life for one. She gave me 3 meals. She gave me 3 meals a day and somewhere to lay my head at, right? Anything other than that, man, I had to get out there and shovel snow, rake grass, and everything else. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest. But yes, becoming someone you didn't know you could become, right? You know what I mean? This metamorphosis of caregiving, it turns you into something. I've seen it turn people and some people bad. Right? But once again, we're talking about good right now. But the bad is, man, it can mess with you mentally. It can mess with you emotionally. It can mess with you in a lot of different ways, man. It's real. It's real. It's real. Right? Number 6, guys. Number 6. We got 10 of these. Remember, we got 10. 10 joys, right? Right. Cool. 6. Moments that are just yours. Moments that are just yours. So let's tap on that, right? You get when you in the mix, you in the moment, you're gonna get some moments that's just yours. And I got one right now. It just clicked me, and I'm gonna share it with you guys in a minute. There are moments, no camera, no catches, no audience, no claps, right? No one else can understand. A look, a laugh, a calm moment in the chaos, a moment that belongs to you, that is just priceless, man. I think my wife, I wish she was just here, man. It was just a moment where she was at her last stop. You know, it was one group home. And normally she stay in the bed, you know, all that stuff. We encouraged her to get up, you know, to come to the dining room area. They had a dining room area where all the elderly care folks kind of all huddle and they all eat there, man. It was a really good place, man. Shout out to Renee. Shout out to Rainey. If you watching me, man, Rainey and her husband, I forgot the husband's name, but they good people overall, man. I'm not, you know, it was a weird cutoff, but you know, at the end of the day, man, y'all did right by my mama, so ain't nothing I can say bad. You know what I mean? She went out in style. You know what I mean? She did. She really went out in style. But one particular moment, man, she actually got out of bed. Man, she got out of bed. She went to she was at the table, and I mean, you know, just over the years, her and my wife, you know, it was all cordial, right? It wasn't nothing really emotional, right? She never really got emotional with my wife before, and she was sitting at the table and she just started just talking to her and telling her how, you know, she a wonderful person, she love her and all this other stuff. And, you know, my wife would, you know, they ain't had no beef, but she was like, you know, I didn't hear that from her before. And what it did for me too, when she told her that, I thought, this is my rendition, and my wife don't even know this, right? Like, I think she was getting some of that stuff off because, like I said, ultimately, she knew she was transitioning, right? So she was just kind of making things right and things like that, right? Because we had our times, you know, all the way to the point when she was on hospice 3 or 4 days, man. I literally was at this group home, man, day by day, man, just watching this morphine, man, do his thing. And she rolled out, man, for a little bit, man. She was kicking. Ooh, she was kicking. Man, my mama, Virginia Ann Taylor, man, them meds, all that little stuff, man, she was kicking like a soldier. She was a true Taylor, real talk. And then my Taylors, y'all know what I'm talking about. So yes, man, those are some of them defining moments, right? The other moment I told you when she was doing her hair and stuff like that, and it's a certain little look, a laugh, you know what I mean, a smile on her face, and then those times where she just looked at me and just at peace. It was just at peace, because it was chaotic, man. I took him out of a chaotic situation, man. It was just crazy. My brother, he did his thing, man. He held it down. Shout out Donnie. Donnie did his thing. I don't care damn what nobody say, man. It is what it is. He kept her alive and brought her to me. You know what I mean? So yes, guys, that's some of that love, them joys. Number 7, right? Learning to refine success, right? This is one of those joys, right? Caregiving kills the old definition. Success isn't speed. Success isn't comparison. Success isn't keeping up. Behind closed doors, success becomes safety, stability, regulation, and peace. And that's real success. Defining success. Success is little things, right? Success. You learn to find success in this stuff. It could be small stuff, man. Somebody lift their head up. Somebody eating a spoon of food, man. She getting up and she opening up. I remember my mom was at her tail end when she couldn't talk. She talked with me with her eyes, right? Or she talked with me with her tears. Yep. She talked with me with her tears, man. When I was talking to her and she couldn't talk back, I just watched the tears just roll down her face and I knew what was up. My mom's last words was, "Go check on your brother." That was it. That was it. That defining moment, caregiving. And last but least, I had not the last point, but I did have another moment. And this was after she transitioned, man. It was just a weird little moment. We did a balloon ceremony here. And, man, I had some family, Shaquan Tequila. And, I'm calling her by the family name. You know what I'm saying? Tequila. She knows she is Brandon and, man, some of the other family members, man. Everybody came down here, man. Ricky, came down here, man. And it was love, man, to see you guys down here. I know that's y'all sister. I know that's your auntie and stuff like that. But the fact, man, that you guys put some money on something, man, and came up here and represented, man. And, man, I love you guys for that. But, yeah, this moment in particular, man, we let these balloons off. Like right off our back porch, man. And it was so weird because like it was like 3 balloons that got stuck on the neighbor's chimney, right? And everybody, I mean, it's literally like 50 people, man. We all sitting there looking and watching the balloons go up and they got stuck. So while they was stuck, one of them got loose and it went up in the sky. And the other 2 were still hanging on. And they was just sitting there. So everybody was just sitting there for about a good 10 minutes. And we all looking up. Joyous moments. We all looking up, man. We like, damn, wonder when these damn balloons is gonna separate from the building. You know what I'm saying? Over on the neighbor's top chimney or wherever it was, top of the house. And finally, both balloons cut loose. Both balloons cut loose and went up. No, wait a minute. It was 3 balloons. 3 balloons got caught on the neighbor's house. 1 balloon left up. The first balloon went up, and then the second balloon went up separately by itself. And it was 2 balloons that were still stuck on the chimney thing. So we kept watching. And finally, both of them balloons went up. They broke loose and they went up behind them. Let me tell y'all the quick story. That first balloon to me was my mama. The second balloon that went was my brother Michael that passed younger. And it was 2 balloons. Mark, go get your brother. Stay with your brother. That was them 2 balloons that was on top of the roof. And even when we went together. Just saying, I ain't trying to get you all teary-eyed and everything, but damn, I was. Yep. That was a moment, right? And that was after the fact. This after the cure. Everything else, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was number 7. Sorry, guys. I got to put story into it, right? Otherwise, it's too dry. I feel like I'm just sitting there teaching somebody something. Number 7, right? Learning to refine success. So that was the success. We found some success in that. Number 8, we only got 2 more, y'all. We only got 2 more. All right, advocacy becomes purpose. Most caregivers don't start out as an advocate. The system forces us to be an advocate, right? That's if you give a damn, right? Because if you don't give a damn, I don't care what the system is like, right? But I gave a damn and some, right? And then I already been practicing my skill set with my son, and prior to that, just years of me working in social services, doing everything for everybody else. Lord knows I didn't know God actually had a plan. God had a plan for me, right? He put me through working at group homes for a little bit of nothing. He put me through working through group homes, man, seeing all kind of out-of-pocket stuff. He put me through working in group homes, man, compromising, loving on people, other people's kids, even when they wasn't even my damn kids, and it put me in a bad situation. He put me through working at Department of Corrections, man, and it's just been totally violated there, man. I had more hell with, not to get off subject, but I had more hell with the people I work with than the people that was locked up. I ain't had no problem with nobody that was locked up in any of the prisons up in Wisconsin. I had more problems with the people I was working with. And I got a book on it. Keep your eyes open, because I tell it like a TI is. So yes, you become an advocate, right? You become an advocate. You learn to speak up. You learn the language. You learn to protect others. I love sticking up for people, man, who can't stick up for their damn self, right? I had no choice but to do that coming up. I wasn't around here. I wasn't no tough dude. I didn't walk around here knocking nobody out or nothing. That I didn't start nothing, but I was a hell of a finisher. I can guarantee you that. And I love my people. You understand me, right? I love my people. Number 9, man, community. Oh, let me step back one time. I'm sorry, guys. On the advocacy, right? Becoming a purpose, right? When they say becoming an an advocate. I literally went and got certified to be an advocate, right? I have an advocacy service that's tied to my service, our check-in service as well. So guys, man, if you're in this Arizona area, right, that's a great starting point. You need somebody to advocate for you, somebody that can get in here. I'm not playing with these people. I'm not playing with them. I'm telling you I'm not. And when I come in, I'm coming unadulterated Mark Taylor. And nothing else. So, just wanted to tell you that right there. That little advocacy piece there. Certified advocate. Certified. Community you didn't choose, but wouldn't trade. Yeah. Let me read this one. Caregiving introduces you to people you never expected to know. I got one in my head right now. Other parents, other caregivers, other fighters. Behind closed doors, you realize these people get it without exclamation, right? The kind of connection that is rare, man. Yes. My mom had, been in countless different rooms and with different people and stuff, and we learned met some of these people, and man, just great people, man. Some of the people was great. There was some of the situations, man, it was sad as hell, man. We just like, wow, man, like really, it made us feel good about my mama when I seen some of the people that she was in the room with. I was like, woo-wee. But yeah, between that, I think just the whole, behind closed doors kind of was inspired by some of the, by service providers. See, I took myself from just being a parent or a caregiver or whatever the case it is to ultimately running, owning and operating my own agency, right? And that's Behind Closed Doors Movement. We have a physical location here in Phoenix, Arizona. It's a little small hub we're working with right now, right? We have a little prototype, and I also have, right, like even behind me, right, I have exhibits, right, caregiver exhibits. So if you're ever in the Phoenix area, man, hey, drop your DM, holla at your boy. holler at your boy, right? I like to get in here and talk to people, man, all the great stuff that comes along with caregiving, right? All right, number 10. I got the big one, baby. With Sanford and Son, Red Fight is the big one. This is the big one. All right, guys. Anyways, man, knowing your love actually changed a life. So one of the joys is knowing your love actually changed a life. Man, let me read it. I got something in my head, but I'm gonna run it at you and then close it out. Caregivers don't just help people survive; they help them live. Behind closed doors, you can look back and say they are safer because I stayed. They are stronger because I showed up. They are here because I didn't quit. That's legacy. That's love. So when it comes to knowing your love actually changed life, man. Just little things, man. It was just getting a bag of chips, getting some ice cream that she wanted, or my son, or whoever. You know what I mean? It's little shit. Giving them a ride somewhere or something like that, or whatever the case it was. It just seemed like it. Sometimes it seemed like it was just getting on my damn nerve, right? But at the end of the day, just being there with them, being there with them, celebrating the little stuff, man. Yeah, it was a journey. Man. Yeah, it was a journey. And I do that shit all over again, differently. Anyways, guys, closing out, man. Caregiving is heavy, man. I won't lie to you, right? But the joys do exist, man. It ain't all the bad stuff, man. There's good stuff. Is even when we get hell with my son. You know what I mean, man? There's a 24-hour endeavor. I mean, they push buttons in your ass that will bring out, like you said, the best in you and the worst in you, right? Put these glasses back on. I'm acting a fool with it. I don't know what I'm doing. And if nobody has told you lately, what you do matters. What you do, it does matter, right? Even when no one sees it, especially behind closed doors. So guys, man, thank you. Hey, chime in, right? What's some joys that you got? Right? What's some joys that you're on your way? Like I said before, we just so consumed with a lot of the obvious stuff that I be talking about, the pressures, the fear, the sleep depression, the bills, the appointments, the sundowns, the meltdowns, the damn it, all that stuff, right? We got to challenge ourselves to see the good too. Behind closed doors, everybody can get it. I'll holler. You guys take it easy.